AchedAway Modern Warfare. Pay no attention. What is happening, people? It is Brian Alsruhe, NeverState.com, and today is going to be a training video that is actually sponsored. And it's sponsored by one of these therapy guns that is Nic. How would you say this, Nic?
AchedAway.
AchedAway. I can't say it. I don't know why I can't say it.
Sponsorship. Losing a sponsorship in 3, 2, pronounce it.
This is how you sell a therapy gun. So as I go through my workout today, I'm just gonna be taking this thing around to a couple different people and get their opinions on what they feel about it. In full disclosure, like I said, I am getting paid to talk about this. However, I told the company that I would not say anything that I did not believe about it. So if I do not like it, I'm gonna tell you guys I do not like it. Now, this thing, there are many different types of therapy guns out there on the market. This one in particular lasts for about 3 hours. That's how long its battery life. You can just plug it in like normal. It's got 5 different therapy settings of different speeds, basically, that this thing kind of ratchets back and forth. Many different tips that I'll show you guys here in a second. But I've actually been using this thing pretty much non-stop since I got a hold of it, just to see if I like it or if I don't like it. And honestly, I've been trying to break it a little bit. I've been trying to see if this thing will wear out or if it will just stop working as much or if it overheats or whatever happens to it, and I have not been able to do anything with it yet. As far as noise goes, all that you need to do to operate it, switch it on like this and you hit a little button on the back, and then it just continually gets faster and faster if you hit it. Now, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but that is the extent of the noise. Now, of course, it changes your voice when you put it on you, but basic idea here is that it's almost like a very fast, quick, deep tissue massage that you can use for either recovery or you can use as part of your warm-up to kind of prep your muscles for before you work out. Now, I will say I've used it on a lot of areas of my body. Some of the smaller tips are much better for trigger points, like in my back. That would probably be my biggest complaint about it right now, is that currently I don't have enough friends to help me out with this, so I need to use it on my own, which means I can only use it in areas that I can really see and touch, which is awesome. I can honestly say that I love the way that it feels on my muscles and the recovery thing. However, for me personally, the main things that I need help with all have to do with back here, like in my upper back, around my shoulder blades, things like that. So I wish there was some sort of way that I could attach this thing to like a wall and then lean against it. However, it does feel really, really good. I like it a lot. It seems to hold up excellently, and I'm gonna ask different people's opinion on it because, again, I am very limited on my knowledge and my experience with any type of therapy gun. I know there are a lot of different ones out there. However, I can say this is my first experience and I love it. So as I go through my workout, I'm gonna be talking to you guys a little bit about what's going on there, and I'm gonna be showing some other people this to see if they think it is worth it. But I just thank you guys very much for being patient with me for a sponsored video. So let's go work out. And I will be here during the sets just to talk to you guys about my feelings about what's going on. Like, for instance, this is a brand new exercise. I explain it briefly later, but I actually saw it on Elite FTS's Instagram in the morning, so I decided to give it a try, and I actually really like it a lot. The basic idea is that those bands are going to be pulling that bar away from you, so you have to use your lats even more. You can't go super heavy, but I liked it a lot. More on that later. So you guys joining me on my bench day, which is not a day that I normally share too often, because number one, it's not a day that I really enjoy. It's my least favorite day of the week. But then secondly, also, I've got a lot of nerve damage stuff from my diseases and dealing with the Lyme disease and stuff like that. Just starting treatment on that, getting ready to, so my body's probably gonna take a little bit more of a plunge again with all the treatment for that, but then after that I should be, hopefully, officially on the mend. But today for the bench workout, what we're doing is actually starting out with some of these banded dead stop rows, which I actually saw on Elite FTS's Instagram this morning, so that's why I'm working on those. And interestingly enough, tomorrow I actually leave for Elite FTS to go do the Dave Tate Table Talk podcast, as well as train with those guys. I know Dave's going for something pretty big on Saturday. I get to be there for that, so just so super pumped about that. That's gonna be a really good time. Did the bar bend podcast yesterday. That was a really awesome time. After I do my rows in the giant set, then I'm doing these close grip Swiss bar bench presses, where I'm just trying to keep my elbows tucked. Probably gonna work up on triples, just hitting something heavy today. And then after that, I have bandy twisty things over here, which basically just working my obliques as well as my condition, keep my heart rate up for the entire giant set so I can get back after it. But yeah, we'll see what happens today. And back to these rows, which I like so much. So as you guys can see here, I actually have a couple 25s on each side as opposed to a normal 45. And the reason why I'm doing that is throw myself in even more of a bento position so that I need to use my lats more to hold that bar towards my body. By the way, pro tip if you guys haven't followed my channel for a minute of time, I stick bands on top of the bench if the bench is slippery. Some people will use kind of the coating for the inside of like a drawer for like their plates and stuff. You can use that same exact kind of liner on top of this, keep you from sliding, or I know Slingshot does make a product, so you can also check that out. But guys, resistance bands work just as well as anything else. So if you guys are wondering why they're on the bench, that's why. And yes, bandy twisty things are back on the menu for this day, and these are absolutely one of my favorite kind of rotational exercises for any sort of athletic movement where you're gonna have to be rotating your hips explosively. Absolutely love those. And then I was using the Swiss bar on this day. I've been using the Swiss bar a lot because my shoulders, when I rotate them outward like that for a regular bar, I do run into a lot of that nerve problem and stuff. So I was running into it a lot even on these sets, as I'm going to get into here in a second. But here is Uncle Nic. He is actually away at Worlds, representing the team, just doing awesome things. I wish I could be there with him. Brother, I miss you. I love you. I hope awesome things. And I was just trying to judge him a little bit here. Rare Uncle Nic sighting here. Uncle Nic, what are you doing here, man? How come there's duct tape on this here axle?
Because it is a fixed axle.
You fixed it great.
Yeah,
you fixed it excellent.
Basically what that means is, for Worlds, the wagon wheels on the axle will be fixed, which means the bar will not rotate within the weight. So that changes a lot because you can't rotate the bar to get in position, so you either have to roll it or you have to kind of loosen your grip and slide your hands around it, which is what I do because I don't have a power belly to roll it up my body. So the bar, when it rolls with the weight, it has momentum. So it makes it much harder to control in that aspect when you're locking out in the front rack on the clean, because typically the bar's spinning. This, when it starts spinning, it's hard to stop.
When do you leave for Worlds?
I leave Sunday, the 27th.
You're driving down?
Driving down.
It's gonna be good. So it is how many day event is it?
So I weigh in on Halloween, the 31st. I compete the 1st, the 2nd, top 10, go to day 3.
Gotcha. So potentially a 3-day.
Yes.
Which is substantial.
Yes.
What do you do for recovery between?
Last year I did cryotherapy. I did ice baths when I couldn't do the cryotherapy because Sunday.
Right.
Not everything's open. So I roll out, do stuff like that. My normal stuff, I'm gonna take the buffer with me like I did last year, and do everything I possibly can that I normally would do, but I'll be by myself, so that's the only issue.
But what if you have one of these? A radar gun.
I'll tell you how fast people are moving.
So what, you've actually tried that thing, right? You tried that thing, you've never tried one of those before either, right?
Yeah, this was my first rodeo with any of these impact gun looking.
I got to work your back a little bit with it. It seemed to help when your back was kind of locked up a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So do you like it? You think it's worth it?
Yeah, I liked it on my back. I hold all my tension in my erectors and my traps.
Yeah.
So to have something that can get as aggressive as that.
Yeah. That's pretty much, like, it's awesome on your traps and stuff. It's just hard to get yourself. And like, you can actually like dig on your traps and it feels pretty good, like your rear delt. A lot of times, my favorite spot is with like the smaller probe one and getting like my lats, because my lats kill me.
Yes.
But for you, we were working down here the other day and it seemed to work pretty well for you. So you think this thing is decent?
Yeah, no, I'm a fan. I would definitely use it on a regular basis if I had my own.
All right, so you'll take that to Worlds with you with the buffer and everything else. Hopefully that'll help you get going. It'll be good. And you will give us a full review when you get back. And
I'll give a full review to AchedAway.
AchedAway. We don't know how to say it correctly.
AchedAway. I'm going with ached.
I'm going with a chatted. So yes, people, he will in fact be back very, very soon. I'm excited for that. He's just been having bigger priorities, guys. When you have other things going in your life, sometimes other things have to take a back seat for a little bit, but now I'm pretty sure he's going to get back to some videos and just doing all the things that make Uncle Nic such a precious Uncle Nic. I'm getting a lot of stingy, pointy, sharp feelings in my shoulders when I'm doing this, so I'm probably going to stay about it this weight and continue to run through a couple rounds and then just see what I can do, but it's probably going to be just about it for my pressing. Whenever I run into things either with the Lyme disease where my joints start hurting and I start having problems, or if it still has to do with schistomiasis, then I just find it best that if I shut it down and switch to something else entirely. Like I'm still able to do probably some conditioning right now, or maybe some assistance work, but when it comes to actually like putting my joints under stress and strain, I don't know whether I'm actually hurting myself or not, because honestly, I don't know enough about like the diseases that I have, whether that's gonna happen or not. And I'm not really interested in learning. I'm afraid of a self-fulfilling prophecy. But sometimes I have to adapt. And right now, when I don't have any competitions coming up, I don't have anything serious that I'm training for, not to mention the fact that I'm getting ready to go to Elite FTS this weekend and probably train extremely hard. It's probably gonna be best if I lighten this up a little bit, but I'm gonna keep you guys around. I'm gonna do as much as I can and continue to talk to you guys as I get through it.
And as it turned out, it did not last very much longer at all. There was a time in my life when things would hurt really bad, and I'd say, screw it, just keep pushing through. However, as I get older, I bounce back a little bit slower, so now that's just not worth it. So I moved on to assistance, which actually is a pretty good pump for that Elite FTS yoke bar there, actually.
All right. So what I'm gonna be doing at the top of every minute for about 10 minutes for my assistant stuff is working the jam press here with the Elite FTS yoke bar. As you guys can see, it basically comes down like a normal SSB, except you take the handles off and then it kind of hits your chest, drops the bar down basically to your neck, and then you press it straight out. And that throws a lot more of the focus on your triceps. And right now, when my shoulder is feeling kind of ticky and stabby, doing this actually is a great guide to help me where I can't use a ton of weight, but it does focus on things that don't really hurt it so much. So I'm still able to get some tricep work, a little bit of anterior delt work without as much pain. So really, really good thing. I'm going at top every minute for 10 minutes now. Like I said earlier, I am headed to Elite FTS this weekend, which is going to be a really, really awesome time. I actually, when I first started this business and quit my old job, I obviously wasn't making much money, so I had to figure out a way to make money. And I actually put in for an Elite FTS sponsorship, and I never got a call back. I never got a word back. And the funny thing is, when Dave actually wrote and gave me this bar, if you guys do not know, in another video I talk about it, but Dave Tate actually gave me this bar randomly. I had made a statement that I didn't think that companies like Elite FTS knew about athletes around my size, and then randomly I got an email from Dave saying, yeah man, I do notice, and because of you saying that, I'm gonna send you out this bar. So he did, so and I can honestly say it's 1,000 times better than the Rogue one, so really, really appreciative of that. That led to a couple more emails, which led to now me getting ready to head out there and go do the podcast. So it's kind of like a dream realized. Like I've got to do like some stuff with Arnold. I've got to do some stuff at Super Training, getting to go to Elite FTS. It's just all the things in the lifting world that like I never thought that I'd really get to, that a lot of people look at and they're like, man, that would be a milestone. I get the opportunity to do, and I'm not skilled enough at lifting. I'm not a good enough coach to be doing the things I do. So I just feel very, very blessed and very fortunate that I have these opportunities in my life, and it wouldn't be possible without all of you. So I just want to say thank you for absolutely everything.
Guys, I really can't express how much I like the every minute on the minute type of format when it comes to finishing my assistance work, because if I only need to do it for 10 minutes, that's an easy agreement, right? Like that's a simple contract with your mind when you say, it's only 10 minutes, man. Just get your assistance done, knock it out. And when you're talking about something like this, you're talking about like 40 or 50 extra reps of presses that's going to make my triceps stronger. It's just going to improve everything, and it's only 10 minutes. I would highly encourage that you guys give it a try. It's my favorite way to finish off.
All right, guys, so that is the workout. Yeah, I wish it was more interesting. I wish there was more to tell you guys. However, there's not. Sometimes days go like this, not a big deal. If you guys are interested in the AchedAway therapy gun, make sure you go check that out. Very, very good so far. I like it a ton. Everyone else at the gym who's used it has liked it a ton. We don't have anything to compare it to, but as far as we're concerned, it is absolutely terrific. So thank you very much for you guys for supporting the video, just making it all possible. And thank you to every single one of you for supporting me and just watch these videos, making absolutely everything possible, buying the programs, buying the t-shirts, doing everything you guys do. I will catch up with you guys after the Elite FTS. I'm not sure if I will be recording there or not, because I don't know what the situation is. Right now, I just plan on being a sponge, like a fly on the wall, and trying to learn as much as I can. So if I can record something, I will. But if I don't, then you guys are just going to see me over on Dave Tate's channel. So should be a really good time. I will catch you guys later in the week. Until I do, go out to something amazing with eyes. Keep working hard. Keep working hard, people. Be nice to each other. I'll see you then.